right, Milton from TeamFFLEX, and today we are on First Callouts. First Callouts is a show I do every week, telling you competitors out there how to get in your first callouts. We talk about a lot of different things, competition related, and today we're going to talk about social media and if it actually affects your placing or not. Do me a favor, subscribe to the channel, and then share the video when you get something out of it for all your competitor friends, because this will help them too. Alright, thank you for watching. I'm Ryan Milton from TeamFFLEX. This is First Callouts. Alright fam, today we are talking about social media. The good old Instagram, the Facebook, the Twitter, the YouTube, wherever you're watching me right now, it's probably a social media. And if social media, what you do on social media, how many followers you have, how active you are, can affect your placing in the Npc and the IFBB. Now this is kind of a controversial topic, right? In a lot of ways, suggesting that something besides what's on stage could fill your placing, but at the end of the day, the reason I'm covering this topic today is because this is a question I get all the time from people online. It's crazy the amount of DMs I will get from people that compete that are asking me, hey, is my social going to affect me? The fact that I don't have 10,000 Instagram followers is going to affect me. And you know, at the end of the day, I'm here to set the record straight. Truth is, ladies and gents, in the Npc and the IFBB, we have the most qualified judges in this period of the sport of bodybuilding since the dawn of the sport of bodybuilding. And these judges are for absolute surely not going to ever place you based on your social media following. They're never going to place you based on your comments. They're never going to take your social media into consideration, period, when it comes to your actual competition. And the reason that this is true is because the judges are there to judge you on show day. They are looking at your callouts, they are looking at your class, they are looking at your physique, your posing, your presentation, if you fit the qualifications of the division, and that is what they are judging you on. They're not judging you on what you do at home, how hard your prep was, what you're doing with your friends, your family before or after the show. None of that is a factor. And so you can definitely believe that social media is not going to be a factor. I think honestly that this comes up a lot of time from different competitors that don't understand why they didn't place, or maybe they disagree with their placing, okay? And they look for every other way in the world to figure out why it could have happened. Oh, it's because this girl had more Instagram followers. Oh, this guy has a bigger YouTube subscriber base. Oh, this and that. That makes sense as to why they placed. No, it doesn't. At the end of the day, guess what? Hard pill to swallow, you probably weren't good enough. You probably were not the best on stage, and that's probably why you didn't win or get into first call out. Does it have to come down to your social media? Absolutely not. It's not something that's considered. You know how many judges I know that are top level, national level, pro level judges that have zero presence online, zero Instagram, zero YouTube, zero any of this stuff. The only time you can actually talk to them is face to face or via email. We're not talking about the fact that judges are out here looking at followers, they're not looking at your comments, they're not looking at your engagement, they're not doing that. The Npc and the IFBB is full of honest and qualified judges that are judging you based on your physique on that day, and that is what their job is. And let me tell you this, these judges actually have to send their scores off to the national offices after events. And if there was anything that looked weird or any discrepancies, it would be noted and those judges would be disciplined. There's no way that there's a chance that anyone out there has looked at your Instagram following and saw you didn't have 10,000 followers, saw you didn't have 30,000 followers, and they placed you differently because of that. It's just not happening. So stop using the excuse, competitors out there. I know this is hard pill for a lot of you to swallow. A lot of you that may have used this excuse in the past. A lot of you that might have said this or that. I know there's also this factor too of competitors saying, oh, but she got reposted on the team page, or the promotion page, or the whatever, the show, the competition page before it happened, and then she won. It doesn't mean she wasn't the best. It doesn't mean that he wasn't the best. It doesn't mean whoever got posted anywhere didn't actually still show up the best on competition day. Honestly, it's a childish way to make an excuse for the fact that you didn't do absolute best. You weren't the best on stage. Maybe you did do your best, but you still were not the best on stage. If that's the case, if that's the truth, if that's where you're at, now guess what you get to do? The most beautiful part of the sport of bodybuilding is the process of constantly realizing that you can do more and you can get better. You're gonna have to do more and you're gonna have to get better. And if you didn't win, good. Go back, try to win again. If you don't win then, good. Go back, try to win again. It is a process and it is constant improvement. This should be a lifestyle. This should be something you wanna do long term. And honestly, it doesn't matter where you place. Your show placings are gonna vary. The competitors you compete against will vary. The judging panels you're in front of will vary. All these things are gonna vary. So you might have a whole scatter plot of different placings, but you can always look in the mirror and say, it's time to do more, it's time to get better, and I'm gonna do that. And that's what so many of you gotta do. Don't look at the subjective things and say whatever you want about all these different people. Don't blame your coach, don't blame the judges, don't blame the promoters, don't blame your social media, blame your damn self when you look in the mirror. How could you do more? How could you get better? Maybe you do need a different coach. Well, you gotta make the choice to get one, right? Maybe you don't wanna do specific shows anymore and you want to try some different ones, get in front of some different judges, whatever. You got to decide those things. But there's variables in this sport that you can't dictate. Most of you don't know who's in your class competing against you until show day, and even then you probably wouldn't recognize them after. Because at the end of the day, this sport is about your personal development. This is about you getting better. This is about you going further. This is about you looking in the mirror every single day and saying, did you do your best? And if the answer is yes, do more. If the answer is no, do more. That's what bodybuilding is. And it honestly kind of disgusts me that there's this idea running around that, hey, you know what, judges are going to place you based on social media, period. It's a joke. It's not a real thing. It is absolutely fake idea created in the minds of people that simply have to justify it versus face the truth, okay? And that's what it really is at the end of the day. I will say this though, ladies and gents, when it comes to social media, no, it doesn't affect your placing. But does it affect your personal prep? Absolutely. Competitors out here, understand that how you use social media or how you don't will affect your prep on the internal personal level regarding your mind. Does it affect your judging? Does it affect your placing? Does it affect your coaching? No. None of those things are a factor. But can it affect your mind? Yes. If you get on social media constantly to be a negative Nance and talk shit and complain about your placing, complain about judges, complain about your coach, complain about your prep, I can guarantee you one thing. You're not going to have the most great experience because you're living in a filth of all the negativity that you are creating. No matter what, you will show up at shows, win or lose, you will not be satisfied because you had a negative experience on your prep because all you did was draw negativity. All you did was breed negativity, right? And if you're gonna sit in it and create it, that's what you're gonna get out of it. So yeah, it will. Social media will, if you are using it the wrong ways, affect your preps in ways that will be negative. And this goes the same way as if you are one of these competitors out there that think that you're gonna predict the future and you're gonna jump on Instagram and search the hashtags of your show or go to the promoter's page and try to pick out who could possibly be competing in your class and if they are or not in your division, what's gonna go on? Oh, could they win? Do they look better? They look leaner, they look bigger, they got better posing, blah, 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 blah. You start doing this, you've already lost, ladies and gents. You can't sit here as a competitor, period, in the sport of bodybuilding and think that you can go on social media and look at well-filtered, well-lit, angled shots, potential photoshops, filters and everything else, and predict the future of what's going to happen. Most of the time, guess what? You're just going to plague yourself in the mind and cause yourself to put in less effort. Cause yourself to second guess yourself, and honestly, you've defeated yourself before you even got to the show. And I'll tell you right there, that is a contest prep killer. That will kill your prep. That will give you a negative experience, right? But there's also the turn of the coin, ladies and gents, where people use social media for good things every single day. Okay? There's a lot of competitors out there that have constant motivation, constant reality type posts to talk about, showing the off-season photos with the stage photos and talking about the differences and the journeys. There's pages like mine where I go on there to give you free content to help you get better, whether or not I coach you or you're ever a part of TeamFFLEX, period. There are so many ways that you can go on there and encourage other people competing. You could find other competitors that are out in the world and encourage them on their preps, help them through the ups or downs, and join this community that is the family of bodybuilding, the Npc and the IFBB, that makes this the greatest sport in the world. When I created TeamFFLEX, I made sure there was the word team because I wanted everybody that I worked with, everybody that my coaches work with, everybody that can evolve and be a follower and pay attention to the content to understand, hey, guess what? We are on a team. We might compete against each other. There might be other competition teams. There might be people that are rivals and want to beat each other. That's competition. That's the way it is. That's competition. That doesn't mean at the end of the day that we are not all a team, we are not all a family, we are not all in this together, because it's true, we are. If you are a bodybuilder and anybody that competes in this sport, bikini, wellness, figure, men's physique, classic physique, all the divisions, is a bodybuilder, then guess what? You have joined a community where every single day you got to look at yourself and figure out how you can get better, and every single day you are basically trying to defeat that person that you were. So in a lot of ways, it's a very lonely journey because it's your own journey. And at the same time, with the presence of social media and all these awesome things we have now, cell phones, whatever, you can be part of a community of people all trying to do the same thing. So in a lot of ways, this sport is individual, and in a lot of ways, it is a community. And that's what I believe makes this the greatest sport on earth. The factor that it is total individual, personal development. It's not a pass the ball, and hopefully they'll shoot it. It's you got to shoot the fucking ball, and then you got to make sure every single person around you can shoot it too. And that's what bodybuilding is. We should use this sport to lift each other up. We should use our social medias to lift each other up. We should look for ways to do more, to get better, not blame shit, not blame people, not blame coaches, judges, politics, any of this stuff that doesn't exist. At the end of the day, it is all you. It is what you put in is what you're going to get out. And that's why I've always said bodybuilding in general is the greatest personal development sport out there. So today, this turned into more of a rant than anything. I meant to really only talk about, the factor of, hey, guess what? Your social media doesn't matter when it comes to your judging. I got off on a little tangent, but at the end of the day, this is all true. This is all valuable. This is all stuff you need to know if you want to compete and you really want to do this. You really want to be a part of this. And if you're a dabbler, you're someone that just wants to jump on stage and do whatever, talk a bunch of crap, be real negative, blame people when you place whatever way. That's on you. But if you want to be a part of the community, you want to join, you want to do this, you want to do 1 comp, 10 comps, 20 comps, you want to compete in 50 years, well, then you've joined the right place. Because that's what you can do with this sport. That's where you can go. If you want to uplift people, you want to help people, you want to do more, you want to get better, you want to be better yourself, and then level everybody up around you, well, you found the greatest sport on earth for that. And that's what this is. That's what I believe. That's what the truth is, fam. I hope you got something out of this today. I'm Milton from TeamFFLEX. This is First Callouts. I'll be back tomorrow for Fitness Fire. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe. Please share. So important to share. If you compete or you know anyone that does, please share. Coach Ryan is out.